Ever get the feeling that some of the facts you learned in school weren't just wrong, but almost made up? Not small mistakes, but full-blown dramatic stories polished over time until they felt true. History isn't just a record of what happened, it's also a collection of exaggerations, clever marketing, propaganda, and myths that stuck around because they sounded too good to question. And once you start pulling on that thread, everything begins to unravel. So today, we're diving into the weirdest, dumbest, and most persistent fake facts in history, the kind that make you pause and think, wait, what else have I been believing all this time? Let's start with the claim, the idea that the Great Wall of China is the only man-made structure visible from the moon. It's one of those facts that feels so epic, so symbolic of human achievement, that nobody ever questioned it. But the truth is almost disappointing. You can't see it from the moon. In fact, astronauts have said you can barely make it out from low Earth orbit without assistance, despite stretching thousands of kilometers. The wall is only a few meters wide, far too narrow to stand out from space. The myth actually existed long before humans ever left Earth, and it survived simply because it sounded incredible. Then there's the classic urban legend of alligators lurking beneath New York City. The story goes that people once kept baby alligators as pets, only to flush them down toilets when they got too big, creating a hidden population of giant sewer monsters. It's vivid, creepy, and oddly believable. But in reality, there's no evidence this ever happened. Sanitation workers have spent decades navigating the tunnels, and not once have they discovered secret societies of albino reptiles. It's just a story that refuses to die because it's too entertaining to let go. And what about the Illuminati, the supposed secret organization controlling everything from world politics to your internet connection? The truth is almost funny. The Bavarian Illuminati did exist, but it was far from the all-powerful force people imagine today. It was a small group of intellectuals in the late 1700s who wanted to promote Enlightenment ideas. Within about a decade, it was shut down by authorities. That's it. No global domination, just a short-lived club that somehow evolved into one of the biggest conspiracy theories in history. Another widely told story is about St. Patrick, who supposedly drove all the snakes out of Ireland. It's often presented as a miraculous act, but here's the catch: Ireland never had snakes to begin with. After the last ice age, rising sea levels cut the island off before snakes could ever migrate there. The snakes were most likely symbolic, representing pagan beliefs that Patrick helped replace with Christianity. What sounds like a dramatic battle with nature was actually more of a cultural transformation. Even the mysterious reputation of absinthe, the green fairy, turns out to be exaggerated. It was believed to cause hallucinations and madness. This idea became so widespread that the drink was banned. But that fear was driven by misinformation. Absinthe contains thujone, but not in quantities strong enough to cause psychedelic effects. In reality, the dramatic behavior had more to do with high alcohol content than anything magical. And then there's one of the strangest myths, the idea that lemmings commit mass suicide by running off cliffs. It's often used as a metaphor for blind conformity, but the truth is far more disturbing. This belief gained popularity after the 1958 Disney documentary White Wilderness. Those scenes weren't natural, they were staged. Filmmakers reportedly forced the animals off a cliff. What millions believed was real was actually manufactured for entertainment. History isn't just shaped by what actually happened, it's shaped by what people wanted to believe. Stories get simplified, dramatized, or invented to make them more memorable. Over time, they settle into our minds as facts. The strange part isn't that these myths exist, it's how easily they stick. Even when the truth is right there waiting to be uncovered.